Alright, so how's everyone doing? So, I am here to show you guys a fabled deck. Fabled, not a tier 1 or no way you're gonna win with this deck. But you can have there are cool plays of playing this deck. Now, okay. Fabled is like Darkwood. Darkwood, if you're not paying a cost, you'll get effects. Fabled, I'll tell you this, paying a cost or not, you will get the effects. So, Fabled depend on discarding cards just like Darkwood. Fabled have tuners. Darkworlds don't. Fabled have no fusions. Darkworld does have fusions. Fabled are light monsters. Darkworld are dark monsters. They're different kind of. They have different kind of ways, not just fiend monsters. Darkworld, it's all fiend. Low attack monsters, Fableds are. Darkworlds are pretty much high attack monsters. And it's a fun deck. I just love the deck of how I made this. Alright, so pretty much what I'm saying is, yeah, Fabled, it's just almost like Darkworld. Discarding, like I just said, and they have some, it's just interesting. So, and how I made this deck, okay. I haven't used this deck in a long time. And how I made this, and I was, playing against, I had some friends, of course, I was playing. Like, of course, yeah, you tag duel, that's what I do with my friends. And I was doing the Fable deck. Now, okay. Alright. Okay. I'm going to show you with my extra deck in a bit. When I show you the extra deck, I'm going to show you what I did with this deck. And it is possible to do it. So, even if they're low-level monsters, you're going to be able to make high-level monsters by the extra deck. So, further ado, here we go, and I'm going to show you. So, and then it's just what I have. These new Fabled support, even their new Synchro monster that came out, I'm not using those. I'm just showing you what I have done with this deck. So it was just way before what I was doing. Only a tiny bit of little cards that are out. I'm just not. That's all I really have. So I just put those in a bit. But yeah, all the new support of these Fabled cards, it's not in here. I have time, of course. Yeah, I have enough money to get those cards, but that's just not me. If you're playing a pure Fabled, then of course, yeah, you're gonna be using those cards. But for me, I'm not doing that. So you go with your Fabled Grimro. This is the searcher for the Fabled monsters. Just like well, okay, it's a fiend. Light monsters. Now, Fabled Grimo. Whenever you have a Fabled on the field, you can discard Grimo to search for a Fabled monster. So your searcher, you have one on the field, send it away, search for a Fabled. Not once per turn. As many times as you want. If you have more copies, go for use Grimo and go for your searching. You go with Fabled Chris. So yeah, light monsters, and these are fiends. Fabled Chris, when discarded and sent to the graveyard from your hand, it has a little effect of bringing out a level 4 or lower Fabled monster from your graveyard right back onto the field. It's a little monster reborn to the Fableds. Pretty interesting. Now here's a tuner for them. Okay, Fabled Chawa. Just a level 1 light monster, but remember I told you, some of them are different. So this one's a beast Fabled, and it's a tuner. So you discard any other Fabled monster and a Chawa, special summon the Chawa, and then possibly an effect. So let's just say, simple right here. Fabled Chawa, send away Chris. You special summon it. And let's say, yeah, Grimo you had in the graveyard. You special summon out Grimo. 2 monsters out. And possibly that's your way of doing possibly a synchro summoning. 4, 1, and 5. There you go. For example, just a quick example because I just showed you Fabled Grimo. Fabled Lure, yeah, just a level 1 monster, but just 200 attack points. Fiend, okay, so yeah, we're going back with, we have some Fiends in here. Not a tuner, just a level 1 monster. So you see, just low levels, but I'm going to show you how, like, interesting it can be from using low level monsters, equip up to making high attack monsters. Fabled Cerebral. Alright. Light monsters are fabled. This is a beast one, and it's a tuner. When discarded, special summon it. Alright, so it's a tuner. Ganasha, when discarded, special summon it. Gains 200 attack points more, so it'll just become 18. So yeah, it's not that big of a deal, and you special summon it. When it leaves the field, if you do that effect, when it was special summon, banish it. Or it just becomes a normal summon. And only 16. It's only when you special summon the Ganasha, it will gain 200 attack points more, but when sent to the graveyard, it will get banished. And then last fabled is Kushano. Fiend as well, and a tuner. When in the graveyard, you can discard a fabled monster to the graveyard. You get Kushano right back to from your graveyard, add it right back to your hand. And then, yeah, if I told you, yeah, fableds, they have ways of, if you're sending them away, some of them could be like special summon. So let's say, for example, just right here, Kushano's in your graveyard. In your hand, use Kushano's effect, discard a fabled from your hand. Fabled, Kushano, into my hand. When discarded, you special summon. And it's a tuner. So what that was, okay, so that was your special summon. Here's your normal summon. That's 6 right there. Tuner, not a tuner. Synchro, but banished when sent to the graveyard by the effect of special summoning Ganasha, and possibly go into your 6. See? They just have cool effects. All of them have effects of when they're discarded. Only one Dark World monster. And that's the Brow. Because you want draw power. That's the only Brow I'm using. I mean, the only Dark World I'm using is just a draw power. Whenever sent to the graveyard, not paying a cost, you'll draw 1 card. Okay. My only other monsters. Okay, just the danger cards. A danger Thunderbird and a danger Bigfoot. That's it. Now what the dangers do. So danger Bigfoot. You reveal to your opponent. Shuffle your hand. Your opponent's going to choose 1 card from your hand. If they chose it correct, goes to the graveyard. Then you're going to be able to destroy 1 card. Face up. If they chose it wrong, then that card that they sent away is going to be sent to the graveyard. So what if it was a fabled? You'll get the possibly the fabled's effect. If it was Brow, I looked up on the computer, and if that's really a cost, it's actually not. Because I looked up just to make sure, like, oh, does that mean Brow doesn't go? No, it will go. That's not paying a cost. And as well as also, so you special summon it. The effect is draw 1 card. And then if it was Brow, draw another card. Thunderbird, exact same thing. They chose it correct, it'll go, but you choose a face down card your opponent controls. and destroy it. If they chose it wrong, special summon it, draw 1 card. So only a little difference. Destroy a face-up card my opponent controls if they chose it correct, and it'll go to the graveyard. And if it was chosen wrong, special summon it and draw a card. Thunderbird, same exact thing. If they chose it correct, because yeah, reveal to your opponent. If they chose it correct, gone, but destroy a set card my opponent controls. If chosen wrong, discard it, special summon it, and draw 1 card. It's the only little difference. Only once per turn. So yeah, only a tiny little bit of like cards that we know. So a couple of dangers, and then just brow. That's it. It's the only little thing I'm doing. Everything else has been like what I've done before. And yeah, you saw there was no new kind of fableds, and then only 1 Dark World monster. So yeah, it's not a broken deck. Alright, so for Dark World dealings. We're going with the magic cards now. Dark World dealings. Of course, yeah, you do not want your opponent to draw a card, but you got no choice, possibly, because you need draw power. So your opponent and yourself draw a card, discard 1 card from their hand. So your opponent must discard a card from their hand. What if they have no cards in their hand? Then whatever they draw, it's going to have to be sent away. So hopefully, if you're going to do that, hopefully your opponent does not draw like what you know they possibly wanted. Like, of course, Ash Blossom, whatever, or even just another monster to get another card that they need to get set and ready to go. And yeah, you discard 1. So some of them have effects as well. Of course, yeah. Dark World Dealing is not a cost also. So even if you, draw a card and you want to discard the brow, okay, draw another card. Card destruction, okay. Now I'm showing you a bit of what I've done way before. So card destruction was banded at the time. The Thunders were not even made yet. Brow, I believe at the time it wasn't even made yet either. Like it was just the normal actual Dark World monsters. That's it. But I'm just showing you a little bit of. Now I'm putting in a bit. Okay, Raigeki and Harpy's Feather Duster were banded at the time. So now it's like, okay, back to. You can use 3 Raigekis, of course, only 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. So it's, just a bit now from what I'm putting in. So these cards were banded still at the time when I was doing this. But now I just did put those in. Just to show you a bit of how I made, I'm putting more of what I did before and how it is now. Okay, Foolish Burial, Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn was banded at that time too. I believe so. Or, I don't think it was, but for some time I think it was, Monster Reborn, it was still a problem at the time, so no Monster Reborn. Foolish Burial, I believe that was restricted to 1. There was a point it was at 3 because of, Light Sworns were broken as hell at the time. And then Foolish Burial, using like 3 of them, that's when it came to the problem when, alright, we'll just put it to 1 Foolish Burial now you can use. And the reason why I use Foolish Burial is because you're going to want Kashano in the graveyard. And then Foolish Burial, and then Monster Reborn. And then just for trap cards, Compulse and Wabakus. Compulsory Evacuation Device, I think it was at 1 at the time. And then Wabakus was still like at 3, but nobody was really playing Wabakus. And the only reason why because of Wabaku is because hopefully on that, if you have to pass and it comes to your opponent's turn, hopefully Wabaku, you can stop your opponent from doing any kind of damage to you. But of course, it's not a winnable deck, but at least, have these cards in. But I believe at the time, Compulse was just at 1. Now, of course, it's back at 3. And then Wabaku. And that's the deck right here. So some cards I did put in because I just wanted to put that in just to show you a bit more of what I was doing. So dangers were not made at the time. Brow I don't think was made at the time. The Fables was whatever. Compulse I think it was at 1 at the time. Foolish Bear was at 3. Then I believe it got restricted to hit to 1. Monster Reborn, I think, was banned at the time still. Raigeki Card Destruction, Harpy's Feather. So I know that was banned at the time. Or I think they put it to, okay, you can only use one Raigeki. These were still banned at the time. So yeah, this is when I was making the deck a bit. And then I just added in these cards. So yeah, you see? The new Fabled stuff, new support and all. I didn't put that in. Alright. So what I'm doing and what I said by just little monsters, but that can create into big monsters. Okay. Formula Synchrons. Okay. You need 2 level 1 monsters, right? You need a tuner. Fabled and Shawa. You discard these 2, special summon these 2. Synchro into Formula Synchron. When Formula Synchron's out, it becomes a Synchro Tuner, and you'll draw 1 card. Formula Synchron, okay. Two Fabled Dragons. Level 5s, okay. You need a Fiend Tuner. Now, okay. Now, when it is Synchro Summoned, for how many cards? Okay. You can, okay, you have up to, you can only, okay, when it's Synchro Summoned, have only up to 2 cards in your hand. If you have 2 cards in your hand, no draw power. But the effect is, you draw up to, when you have up to only 2 cards in your hand. So you have no cards in your hand, and it was Synchro Summoned, you draw 2 cards. Only 1 card, draw 1 card. More cards, or just exactly 2, no draw power. Fabled Dragon. TG Hyper Librarian. Okay, it was at 3, and I know it went to 1 at the time. So yeah, it was at 3, broken as hell, and then it's at 1. Because the reason why people had problems with TG Hyper Librarian is because of the effect of it. Which is, so TG Hyper Librarian is when anytime, okay, when this is on the field, anytime rather you or your opponent were to Synchro Summon, you'll draw a card. It has to be on the field first. So most people were using like 3, like I know it was at 3 at the time. Then it went to 1, but that's what it was. For how many times rather you or your opponent were to Synchro Summon while the Hyper Librarian was first on the field, that's how many cards you'll draw. So I guess that's the reason why people had a problem with it. Alright, so that would be 5s. 6s, okay. This is Virgil Rockstar, the Burning Abyss. I'm not playing a Burning Abyss deck, but I'm playing it for a 6. For a synchro of a 6. 25 attack. It's an interesting 6-star monster to me. Because when this card is sent to the graveyard, in any way, you'll draw 1 card. The effect of bringing out a Burning Abyss, I'm not doing. But I'm playing the effect of when it is gone. Rather synchro summoned, or just sent away, whatever. Destroyed by battle or by card effects, you'll draw 1 card. Pretty interesting. Alright, Bryonock. Now this is the new this is the new rule of Bryonock. Okay, the original way that we knew is that you can discard as many cards as you want to send away that many cards on the field. On your opponent. Now, the new Bryonock version of the is, okay, discard 1 card. It's only once now. So you can okay. I have the old way, which is, yeah, you can discard any number of cards to the graveyard, then target the same number of cards your opponent controls. Return those cards to the hand. And you can only do a Bryonock once per turn. Actually, no, it's only on that turn. Only on that turn. I have the old way of the Bryonock, but the new Bryonock is that only on that turn. This is not once per turn. This is the old version, which is, yeah, once per turn. No, it's actually just on that turn. That's the new Bryonock. But I just have the original one. And then I believe Bryonock was banned at the time because people had a problem with that effect. That once per turn you can just keep on doing that. So I believe Bryonock was banned at the time. Or if, I don't know exactly when they brought back Bryonock, but when they brought it back, it's the new rule of Bryonock, which is only on that turn. Not once per turn. So yeah, like I just said, this is the original version, but we have to play by the new rule. It's only on that turn. If you look at another Bryonock of the correct way, you'll see, yeah, it is only on that turn. It won't say once per turn. It'll just say it right there, but it's not once per turn. But mine is the original first way of how Bryonock was made, which was once per turn, but it's not. So you go Black Rose Dragon. See, it's the same thing. Black Rose Dragon, yeah, it's just blow up the entire field on that, you know, when you just summon out Black Rose Dragon. So yeah, same thing as Bryonock, only on that turn. Now, okay, Valkyries, I love it. It's an awesome 8-star monster. Yeah, see, Fables have some synchro monsters. Dark Worlds don't have synchro monsters. Fables have no fusion monsters. Dark Worlds do have fusion monsters. So yeah, a little different. And this one's a fiend. Okay. Fabled Tuner. Once per turn, you can discard one fiend type monster to draw one card. Fiend monster, right? You can even use Brow. It's interesting. And draw one card. There's a combo I do in here, and that's using Kashano and then Valkyries. Fabled Leviathan. He's a 10, okay. Fabled Tuner. When this card is on the field and destroyed, and sent to the graveyard, doesn't matter how he's destroyed, you can select up to 3 Fabled monsters in your graveyard, add them into your hand. Any. It did not say by Synchro Fabled, it did not say by Fabled, well, it did say Fabled monsters, but it does not say you can only get a Fabled Synchro. No, you can get any. Get 3. So if you want to start your playoff again, you can go for it. You know, for whatever you're going to be playing. Okay, my other 8-star monsters. Stardust Dragon. I do not have the original version of how Stardust Dragon was. This is just another art design made of Stardust Dragon. We know Stardust Dragon. Make an 8. Any tuner. If any effect would activate that would just Okay, when this card or effect is activated that would destroy a card or cards on the field, quick effect, send away Stardust Dragon to the graveyard. At the end phase, revive right back Stardust Dragon. Why I'm doing this? Okay. Remember I told you, you can boost up to making more high monsters. I have done this. So Stardust Dragon, right? I've made this into a way where you can play Shooting Star Dragon, because it is possible to do. I'm not gonna lie, I have done this. Making Shooting Star Dragon. So you need Stardust Dragon and Formula Synchron. See, it's possible to do it. I have done this so many times. Formula Synchron, synchro into going into Stardust Dragon. You can reveal the top 5 cards from the top of your deck, and it can attack for how many of those times of how many tuners you have in on your deck. As well as also negate the activation of an effect that would destroy a card or cards on the field and destroy that card. Or when your opponent monster declares an attack, you can select it. Then remove this card from play, negate the attack. At the end of the battle phase, revive right back Stardust Dragon. Shooting Star Dragon. So it's like in 5Ds, yes. To play Shooting Star Dragon, you must synchro summon into Formula Synchron with Stardust Dragon. And Formula Synchron is you can do it on anybody's turn. Just like in 5Ds, of course. Of course, do it in any time that you want. Shooting Star Dragon. I have done it. This is how cool it gets. See? These are just low-level monsters. And I have done it into a way you're going to make one high-level monster. Now my last card. I have done this too. I'm not going to lie. Shooting Star Dragon, right? Shooting Quasar Dragon. I have done this too. Going into making Shooting Quasar Dragon. That's why I love this deck. Just so little monsters you can boost up into making almost going into Shooting Quasar Dragon. You need a Synchro monster, Synchro tuner. So you go Formula Synchron. It does not mean like in 5Ds you need all those dragons. Or you possibly need like, okay, maybe the same thing as Shooting... to make Shooting Star Dragon is to go Stardust Dragon and Formula Synchron, or Formula Synchron and Shooting Star Dragon into... And like, you know, Shooting Star Dragon and Formula Synchron to go into Shooting Quasar Dragon. No. All you need is Formula Synchron. It's a 12. And up to at least 2 or more Synchro monsters. Now for me, how I made this, it's going to be Formula Synchron. And any other... This is my way of doing Shooting Quasar Dragon. I need to use 2 level 5 monsters and a Formula Synchron. I have done this. Just look at this. I have done it. Yeah, it's not a winnable deck, but look how many cool things you can do. And then Shooting Quasar Dragon. So yeah, 2 or more, and you need your tuner Synchro monster. Must. It must, okay. Synchro Summon, and it cannot be special summoned by any other ways. This card is a maximum of the number of attacks per battle phase, equal to the number of non-tuner monsters used as Synchro material. So, that was... Okay, so if I did that. Formula Synchron, Fabled, Reagan. Okay, non-tuner, right? So this is tuner. What's non-tuner? Right here. Synchro Summon into Shooting Quasar Dragon. That's 2 attacks. 2 attacks I can do with Shooting Quasar Dragon. Once per turn, during either player's turn, when this card or effect is activated, negate the activation. And if you do, destroy it. If this card leaves the field, you can automatically Synchro Summon. You can bring out. It will let you from your extra deck special summon a Shooting Star Dragon, ignoring the summoning conditions. I am telling you. See, it's not a Stardust deck. Like we know Stardust decks, people would want to depend on. Okay, you're just gonna make Stardust, Stardust, Stardust. Yeah, but this is going into Shooting Star Dragon and Shooting Quasar Dragon. So yeah, just these little level 1 monsters. And I have pulled this out. Bringing it out. I don't depend on it. But look how cool just these little monsters. You're not using high monsters. The only high monster you're doing is possibly Thunderbird. You know, but that's just level 8 monsters. Just to go into possibly you want to make your Leviathan. But just imagine. It's just huge. Huge. I'm just saying. From low to high. Shooting Quasar Dragon. It's just an awesome move I have done with this. So, just, yeah, I don't depend on making it, but it is possible to make them. And yeah, just little level one, little monsters going into high level monsters. I don't care if I win or lose with this deck. It's just fun and awesome moves you can make with this. So yeah, quick plays to go into synchro into 5, 6, whatever. And to do shooting, and then to do Formula Synchron, you need Lurie and Chawa. So you discard, Synchro, Formula Synchron, and draw a card. And then, of course, just, yeah, it's just insane. And then just, yeah, Shooting Star Dragon. And then this is just a new archetype of how Shooting Stardust Dragon is. I mean, I'm talking about Stardust Dragon, not Shooting Star Dragon. And then I think only one I think is all you need in this. And then, of course, if they're in the graveyard, go for your Monster Reborn. Because it does not say they could be special summoned from your from the graveyard right back onto the field. And I have 7 tuner monsters in here. So if I only use like really like 3 tuners, maybe, and then you bring out Shooting Star Dragon, maybe you want to do the effect of, okay, let's draw the top 5 cards and I'll shuffle them. How many cards that I have of tuners, that's how many attacks I'll be able to do. But sometimes I would just not really. So yeah, it's not like, you know, if you've seen 5Ds, you need like what, all 5 of those actual dragons that everybody's been using. Stardust Dragon, Red Dragon Archstream, Blackwing Dragon, Lifestream Dragon, and then Black Rose Dragon. And then you need to switch them to 1 and then synchro into making Shooting Quasar Dragon. It's not like that. All you just need is 2 level 5 monsters and a synchro tuner. And then whatever you make out of 12. So this is my way of doing 12. 2 level 5 monsters and Formula Synchron. And for how many attacks I could do as many attacks for how many monsters I synchro summoned that are not tuners. 2 attacks with Shooting Quasar Dragon. And then Shooting Star Dragon. You do need Stardust Dragon and Formula Synchron. And imagine this. You just have this. When it comes to your opponent, declare an attack. I'll synchro summon into doing Shooting Quasar Dragon. Because Formula Synchron could be done in any way you want to. Anytime you want. So imagine that. Okay, end my turn. My opponent's turn. Synchro summon. Shooting Quasar Dragon. That's why I put in those cards. It's not hard to do. You just have to get used to it and start learning how to play it correctly. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll show you a video of how this is. Now I did play this before with a couple of my friends. Of course, it was not winnable, but I was able to pull those dragons out. Of course, yeah, they still had the way of winning, but as long as I was able to play and making those cards, I didn't care. As long as, alright, cool, I brought out Shooting Quasar Dragon, I brought out Shooting Star Dragon, but of course I still lost. Who cares? As long as I'm making them. And it is fun. Even if you just wanted to practice. And you can get like used to, holy shit, wow, I was able to bring it out. Or, you know, look how fun it can be. If you're playing a Fable deck, no way in hell anybody's gonna do this. Just this one little attacking, just little monsters. And you can go up to making high level monsters. It's just I just love these kind of amazing decks that I do that are for fun. It's just insane crazy. I know 100% or I would say, let's say 90%, I'll lose. The only reason why I say 10% you're going to win is because you are just lucky of possibly your opponent had a bad hand or something. Bad hand, or you have your ways of, you know, synchro summoning, making high monsters. Like, let's say just a fabled Valkyries you have on, but you weren't able to bring out shooting Quasar Dragon or shooting Stardust Dragon, or a shooting Star Dragon, but you have a good high attacking monster. Okay, that's like the ways you would basically be close to winning. But if you want to be winning, if you want to go way of winning, hopefully you got some high monsters. And then oh god, it's just insane. I just love this deck. It's cool. So yeah, low attacking monsters, even with tuners, to making high attack monsters. So then, hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe. A video I'll show you, and then I'll show you the play of what I mean by Valkyries and Kushano. How it's like an interesting move to do, and I'll show you. So yeah, imagine that. Fabled. It's fabled. And whoever thought you can make a way of doing shooting Star Dragon or making shooting Quasar Dragon. It's just amazing. And I figured it out for myself. So then, hope you guys enjoy this. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll be speaking to y'all later. Peace.